barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. I feel like don't forget 9 Wives. Click the link in the description box below. I feel like I've been living at these damn charging stations the past couple of days, man. I bought the charger from my house, but I want to remodel my backyard, so I haven't installed it. So I'm stuck in between there, man. And I'm saving electricity, right? But at the end of the day, man, I got 2 Teslas, so you know what I mean. And it is what it is, man. Anyway, stop complaining about how you've worked hard to get there. Anyways, I'm not complaining though. Anyway, so I saw not the Earl Spencer, Terence Crawford interview. And at the top of that interview, they said something. ESPN said something funny. I don't know their name, so I'm going to use ESPN, okay? ESPN basically says Shawn is a dirty fighter. Shawn Porter, that is. And I thought that was pretty compelling because they're on a major platform and they got to promote the fight. But I do respect the fact that Terence Crawford is out doing interviews now, and he's listening to Bob Arum, and he's doing his part because it's important. You got to do media, y'all. You have to do media, man. And it really is that important. Because they're going to tell your story. Because your window, see, here's what I want athletes to understand. Your window is this long. Media's window, personalities, is this long. You get it? So when you're playing days, after your prime window, you go into you're basically a secondary story for them. And they can paint you any way they want. They're going to reach more people through their lifetime than you will in the prime of your career. Not unless you're a juggernaut like the elite fighters of today, or like a Mike Tyson, where he'll forever be able to capitalize off of his name. But outside of that, it's very few that can do that. Anyway, as I digress, they called him a dirty fighter, basically. Elbows and headbutts is a term that they use. Andre Berto said that as well. And I think Shawn has a style. I mean, as Earl Spence puts it, he's an in-shape street fighter, and it's his own style. I'm not knocking it. I've never been in the ring with him. But the funny thing about it is, y'all want to know something funny? And when he spars, he looks like an elite fighter. Jab be popping, footwork be popping, fighting with distance. He's accurate. He can dictate tempo. He can pull. He can push. He can do all of that in sparring. I swear before, I'm not lying. Yeah, I know I spent some time in the camp with Shawn Porter, man, and I wouldn't lie to y'all. But when Saturday night come, he lacks the discipline under high stress environments, man. And that's the difference. But in sparring, shit. I mean, footwork out of this world. I mean, he can throw 10 jabs in like a second and a half. Like he has that type of, he's a freakish athlete, but he can't control himself in the high pressure situations, He can't sustain that disciplines on Saturday night. And truth be told, and I believe I've told Kenny Porter this, he should have brought in a skills guy. I think Kenny Porter is really good at motivating Shawn and pushing him to the point of throwing up and or exhaustion and keeping him focused. I do believe that. But in terms of the skills and the nuances of boxing, like a Malik Scott that we see with Deontay Wilder and what he's doing, like a Kevin Cunningham, who is real bent on disciplines and when to throw the jab, how to throw the jab, and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. I think that's the separation in the big fights. And I think that may be the separation of Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter. Because Shawn Porter is like high 20% in big fights in terms of accuracy. High 29, 28%. If I remember, he hasn't fought in a long time, so I think he's somewhere in there, But if Shawn could get to the 38% mark, I mean, he's basically at the tail end of his career, but he's not changing who he is. But if he could have, he would have presented a lot of problems for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, he is who he is. He's still a borderline Hall of Famer. He may need one more win, one more big win to solidify him as a Hall of Famer. But yeah, or maybe win the title at 154. Maybe that'll get him in, you know. But yeah, man, it was just funny that they have to promote that fight, and they called him a dirty fighter. I thought that was interesting. Are they promoting him not to fight, or are they promoting him to fight? You know, I mean, because you can't sell the fans Terence Crawford's fighting a dirty fighter. But as I told you guys, the purse bid is going to tell a lot about the business of boxing. You're going to know where everybody stands because it's going to be public. You already know, that there are reporters that fiend off of that shit, so we'll get the information as it comes out. And I'm interested to see what Eddie Hearn's going to do if it gets the purse bid. What's the date of that? Can someone put in the comment section, what's the date where they announced that it's going to purse? Are we 2 weeks in? 3 weeks in? Somewhere in there? I feel like it was before I went to New York, in Virginia. I feel like before I went on vacation. So this is my second week. This is my second week back from New York. I'm starting it, right? It's fifth. Yeah. So I figure we're like 1 week away from confirmation from that person. Now watch, they extended another 10 days. Watch this shit happen, man. You already know. So anticipate another 10 days and nothing's gonna happen, and I'm really interested to see what will happen. So, but anyways, at the end of the day, I just thought that was pretty compelling that ESPN called Shawn a dirty fighter. But I think Shawn Porter is a technical coach away. He was in his career a technical coach away from being a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it is what it is. What else is going on? 9 Wives. Don't forget 9 Wives. 2 film festivals in 7 days, man. The film is fucking amazing. Brianna Michelle did an extraordinary job. The cinematography did a great job. The film, all the actors and actresses did an extraordinary job. The director did an extraordinary job. The writer did an extraordinary job. The executive producer, PPD, did an extraordinary job. Marielle, everybody did an L is what y'all call him, did an extraordinary job. So we are in a space of greatness as it pertains to this film, man. We are in a space of greatness, and you can click the link in the description below, and it is what it is, man. But I'm not buying it. If it's on pay-per-view, I'm definitely not buying, because they don't fuck, because neither of them teams fuck with me. And like you said, I always mess with people that support me, but I'm not buying it on pay-per-view. I won't financially support that fight, but I will find a way to watch it. You understand? And but it is what it is, man. No hate. Kenny Porter, don't come for me, man. I surrender. I'm throwing up the white flag, man. Throwing up the white flag, man. Anyways, man. But I'm here to tell the truth, man. So, anyways, man. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.